to the 2012 Turkey Bowl Draft. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a few young men who are now old trying to hang on to their past. Brad Robinson, here with my co-host, Brian Strauss.
Yes, that's right, Brad. This is an innovative and brand new experience here for the dark team and the white team. We've got captains Nick Lorick and Kevin Malucci, and they are going to be selecting their teams here live on Empire Sports.
It's going to be a great day. We'll be back in just moments with the first pick.
Tom?
The first pick in the 2012 Turkey Bowl Draft, the dark team selects, out of Millstream, Tyler Lorick.
Tyler Lorick out of the first round for Kevin Malucci. Brad, I like the pick. I'm not surprised.
I am surprised. Did not expect him to go this early. Did not expect him to go late, though. First round pick? Maybe. First overall pick? Maybe.
He's young, he's strong, he's fast, and he's a Lorick.
Well, Kevin Malucci clearly going for younger men here. Back to you, Mark.
The first round pick of the white team, out of Tonawanda DPW, Joe Muscarella.
Woo!
Welcome back. The second pick of the first round, still a first pick for the white team, Joe Muscarella. I'm not shocked at all. I really expected him to go early. I like this pick by Lorick.
Brad, this is the ultimate example of risk-reward. On one hand, you've got a tremendous player on both sides of the ball. He's an animal. On the other hand, the guy's a borderline criminal. I've seen him in all sorts of situations at strip clubs and bars. Luckily, the murdering he does is usually on the field.
Or in the bedroom. Back to you, Brian.
With the first pick of the second round, the dark team selects, out of Gotham City, Bob McAndrews.
Brad, I have to be honest, this guy's a joker. Bob McAndrews, that sounds like a fake name.
It is. He was born Robert, and he's been going by Bob, this alias, for years. Now, clearly I think what Kevin's going for here is someone who showed up last year but didn't really produce, expecting a lot out of him this year.
Why are you so serious?
Back to you, Commissioner.
With the second round pick for the white team, out of U of R, Mike Carson.
Monster pick right here by Nick Lorick. He's absolutely killing the early rounds of this draft. Mike Carson out of the University of Rochester. I am flabbergasted by his availability.
I agree, Brad. As a former coach of his elementary basketball, 5th grade, I've known this player for a long time. And not only that, his uncle lives next door to my dad.
Oh, well, you know, I remember watching you guys play catch growing up. He had quite the hands for punting.
Utica Street.
Back to you, Lawrence.
With the first pick in the third round, the dark team selects, Jonathan Robert Balling.
We have a correction on the third pick. The name is actually Jonathan Rupert Balling. That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. J.R. Balling. Third pick, J.R. Balling.
This is a little early for him. I did not expect this to, with the troubles he's caused, the off-field antics, the on-field antics. This is a risk. This is, as we referred to Muscarella, risk-reward. This is risk, no reward.
To me, Brad, any amount of talent here is completely offset by the headache that this player brings to your team in the huddle, on the sidelines, on the field. In a way, he offsets Joe because they're both complete wild men.
Yeah, they are jerks.
And they smell. Tony?
With the third pick for the white team, out of Millstream, Kevin Krasnoski.
Third round pick, Kevin Krasnoski. Clearly, last year's performance, 2 sacks, a lot of inappropriateness. Really, this is appealing to Nick.
Brad, you say performance. I have to wonder, performance enhancing? Perhaps we had a little bit of a miracle for the Millstream Jesus? I'm not sure. I'm a little concerned with this area right in here. What do you think?
Well, I too have concerns about him, but they're injury concerns.
Oh, I see.
Last year, he had hurt his right groin right here. Now, this year, the reports early out of turkeybowl.com is that he's injured his right groin. Now, the left groin injury from this year is stemming from an accident in the kitchen. he had eaten a whole large pizza on a Friday night and,
I heard it was
ruptured.
Wednesday. See, we have conflicting reports already.
Ruptured his stomach. He was forced to put in a metal plate, which enabled him to now have shoulder pads that come down to right here. Will he be able to go? I don't know. This is a very risky pick.
Time will tell. Clyde, back to you.
With the fourth pick, the dark team selects me.
Up next, a great pick in my opinion. One guy taking on two men, Kevin Malucci.
A little narcissistic move to take himself this early. However, he does have the goods to back it up. And by goods, I mean his fiance. Mighty fine.
So hot.
So
I'm going to go on record and say of all the guys I know, she may be the best piece of ass of all my friends.
I would love to make out with her. There are a lot of things I would love to do with her. I would
But
love
really,
to do
Kevin's
her.
great at football, and Lauren's super hot.
I would love to just get her.
Oh, yeah. Back to you, Tom.
The fourth pick for the white team, out of Amherst, New York, Brian
Nice solid
Barnes.
pick here. Brian Barnes, out of Amherst, New York. More known for his love for Springsteen and the Blue Jays. But I like this pick. I like it a lot.
You know, to me, Brad, as you can tell from the picture, he's born to run. And whether it's the football field or the streets of Philadelphia, this guy clearly born in the USA despite his love for a team out of Toronto.
He's absolutely right that he, walking the streets of Philadelphia as a young child, just wondering what to do with his life, he turned it around, got off drugs, and is just a walking example of how to live day to day.
Brad, you practicing your saxophone?
Hey, Clarence.
Jason, back to you.
With the fifth pick, the dark team selects Patrick Cipollone. Patrick Cipollone.
Up next for the dark team, we've got Pat Cipollone. You know, Cipollone. I don't know this guy or how to say his name. Brad?
I've seen him twice.
With the fifth pick from the white team, Nick Lorick.
Nice pick here. Nick Lorick takes himself in the 5th round. We're going to bring him on set now. Out of Louisiana. Just kidding. Millstream. Congratulations.
You know, Nick, it's great to have you here, and I want to ask you this question first and foremost. This pose going on in this picture right here, is this more of a touchdown celebration, or are you trying to avert a tackle? What's going on here?
Well, this is 1 month out of Turkey Bowl. So what I'm actually doing there is preparing myself by stretching a little bit.
I see.
Now, you took yourself in the 5th round. Why didn't you take yourself earlier?
Well, because I'm not a selfish player.
Do you honestly think Kevin Krasnowski's better than you?
Well, we're both from Millstream.
Nick, I want to give you time here to give me 3 words to describe Jamie Brennan. Go.
I love her.
With the first pick in the 6th round, the dark team selects Josh Monks Roosh.
Up next, Brad, we've got Joshua Roosh, known by his friends as the Alligator, for his uncanny resemblance to a giraffe.
That is very true. A couple years ago, he played. Did not play last year. A couple issues off the field. Couldn't have a babysitter. Not really sure what happened. He was actually in the huddle more last year than he was the year he actually played.
You know, Brad, when you say that he played, I would have to contest that. I remember videotaping that game. That's right, I do that too. Asking several times, is this guy for real? His jersey color was different, not part of the huddle. Here he is talking about anything but the Turkey Bowl.
Well,
I have to say it's a risky pick.
I think it's a risky pick too, and for Kevin Malucci's sake, I hope he shows up this year because it'd just be a waste of a pick.
Frank?
With the 6th pick for the white team, out of Zach Snyder.
Nice solid pick here by Nick Lorick. Looking for a little more depth and a little more height, he goes and takes the 6'1" Zach Snyder. Zach Snyder, the wide receiver, defensive back, linebacker, lineman, linebacker, and kicker, punter, flank, halfback. I like this pick. I really think he's going to be ready this year.
Brad, once again, you and I disagree. I have to wonder about 2 things. Number one, his age. At age 46, he is far and away the oldest player on either team. Second of all, How committed can you be when Warner Brothers has agreed to let you direct the reboot of the Superman film series? Clark, back to you.
With the first pick of the 7th round, the Dark Team selects off the Raintree Island, Christopher
Brett,
Shirk.
coming up next, we've got the IHOP Pancake Player of the Game, Chris Shirk.
This is a nice pick. I can't even pretend. I really don't like this pick. This is a guy who is going to be around in the later rounds. He's a nice guy in the locker room. He's great to have on the team, but it's just too early. He's a strictly useful lineman.
Yes. You know, Brad, we seldom agree, but in this case we do. He is nice in the locker room.
With the 7th round pick for the white team, out of the Army National Guard, Nick Hare.
Risky pick here by Nick Lorick. Nick Hare, National Guard member, over helping Hurricane Sandy. Clearly, Mr. Hare's priorities are not in check. Turkey Bowl's a week away. He's not preparing. He's over helping people. Other concerns that come up about this gentleman are some recent injuries that I believe you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, well, I've got two problems here with Nick. You know, first of all, in his right hand, you see a pack of cigarettes as opposed to a football or something football related. Cigarettes give you cancer here and here. Second is this unrecognizable, unnoticeable bone coming out of his lower extremities. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I can't imagine that it's good. I would picture someone trying to tackle him by this bone.
It's possible. I know I would.
Jacob, back to you.
The first pick in the 8th round, the Dark Team selects out of the Bank of America, Sean
Up next
McDonald.
for Kevin Malucci's team, we have defensive tackle Sean McDonald. We have an action shot, but I have to ask this question. Where the heck is this being played? We've got 4-on-6, and in my opinion, they're not using these players where they should be.
I'm pretty sure there's only 5 guys, but they, this is training camp. Sean's very dedicated, doesn't care about his son because he just spent all summer working out on the beach to get ready for this game. I'm a little shocked that he didn't go earlier. I think it's his height.
Yeah, Brad, here I'm reminded of Rocky 3, Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa working out on the beach right before the Russian kill.
Back to you, Vlad.
With the 8th pick of the white team, from Parts Unknown, Chris Slasny.
It's a risky pick here by Nick Lorick, taking Chris Slasny in the 8th round. I already contradict myself because I really don't think it's that risky. He had a touchdown last year. Not much on defense, so maybe it is a little risky. We have Chris live via satellite. Chris, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. What's up,
Hey,
guys?
how you feeling right now, man? Your 8th round pick. This is, this is your first real draft. You know, what's going through your mind?
I'm feeling good. I'm fortunate enough to get another shot to play, and, Nick Lorick just hits me the ball. I'll be catching anything he throws my way.
You know, Chris, I want to first of all thank you. I know that there's professional wrestling on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, so thank you for taking your time here with us. I have to ask you, if you could equate your football persona to any professional wrestler, who would it be?
Oh, that's tough. I'd have to go with the late, great Macho Man Randy Savage. You know, the charisma, he's got it all. Pure athlete.
Chris, I'm gonna go into a
No,
little.
Brad, if I may, are you a rapist also like Macho Man?
Am I what?
A rapist like Macho Man?
Around the holidays.
Chris, I know there's been some off-field troubles. The league is drug testing this year. Do you think this will cause an issue for you? There's been some concern. I think this is why you went so late. Are you going to be good to play?
Man, I'm as clean as a whistle. You
Chris,
can
we
cut me
want to
right
thank
now.
you. We want to wish you the best of luck. And
Chris, can we get one snap into a Slim Jim before you leave?
Oh, yeah.
Chris, God bless you and your family.
And Miss Elizabeth.
Looking
Clyde,
forward to
back
it,
to
guys.
you.
We'll just see you on the field. Turkey Bowl 2012.
Have a good one.
With the 9th pick of the 2012 Turkey Bowl draft, the Dark Team selects out of Rochester, New York, Phil Weaver.
We have a trade coming up, Brad. Last year played for the white team, now drafted by the blue team, playing for Kevin Malucci, Phil Weaver.
This is a big deal. They traded a couple draft picks
Huge
for him.
deal.
It is a huge deal. 2 draft picks in the 2027 draft. Now, Phil will be 53 at that time.
It's a great turnaround for your investment.
There's just going to be, these picks are going to pile up and pile up. This is phenomenal. Phil has had 2 tackles in the 10 years that he's been here. This is a great trade.
Brad, in your opinion, do you think Phil prefers the white meat or the dark meat?
I don't think he prefers any meat.
Horace,
With the
back to
9th
you.
pick for the white team, off of the Royal Caribbean cruise liner, Christopher Lorick.
The latest pick, Chris Lorick, older brother Nick taking younger brother under his wings. Arnie's going to be proud. You could not be more happy for a family to play together, live together. You know, read some reports that Nick wants Chris to eventually become captain of this team because he's been looking good.
It's looking so good, Brad.
Chris has been looking good. Let's go back to
Good.
you,
Back
guys.
to you.
With the first pick of the 10th round, the dark team selects out of jail, Chris
Next, I
Fellens.
have to assume a great value pick here. You know, he may have spent some time in jail. The guy's a felons, but he's no Michael Vick.
Yet, Chris Fellens, easily the fastest player on the field last year, and the year before. You know, he's constantly running. He's if he stays out of trouble, he's gonna be a good guy. But
Yeah. No, I'm impressed with his speed, especially with one leg. Tommy, back to you.
With the 10th round pick for the white team, out of Beard University, Brad Robinson.
I'm here with the latest pick on Nick Lorick's team. Brad, I know you're busy co-hosting this show with me, so I'm just going to ask you 3 questions and be on your way. First of all, you're looking great. Tell me about the new training regime.
this is actually a 10,000 pound weight gym. This is the entire gym. What I did is you get inside, you just kind of push it up, carry it around. I was outside of a recent wedding, burning some calories that I had just eaten.
I see. And Brad, my next question to you then is this. What are your predictions for the upcoming Turkey Bowl?
Well, they've been close every year, so it'd be dumb of me to say that we're going to kill them. But I'm pretty sure we're going to kill them.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, Brad, I don't mean to compromise our integrity here, but I have to ask the hard questions. The dropped interception.
You know, it was something that I did not prepare for. It had, you know, I don't know. I've lost sleep over it. I know we still won that year, but, you know, we could have won more. And I promised a young child in the hospital that I would score a touchdown for him, and he passed away. I'm playing this game in honor of his
Eric?
dog.
Back to you.
With the 11th pick, the dark team selects the original Brad Lorick.
Next on Kevin Malucci's team, the elder statesman, the founder, the co-creator of Turkey Bowl, Brad Lorick. Brad, I'm one of these people that thinks you cannot value these types of players enough.
Clearly there is a value on him because he was only the second best Brad in this draft, and it shows because of where he was drafted. Now, you know, clearly he's been in the offseason. This was pictured last week. Carbo loading for the game. He's ready to go.
Yeah, and also listen, he's drinking
To
urine.
me, it also looks like, while ingesting the carbs, he may be drinking a glass of urine. This is really, he's on a new, tough regimen.
You know what, Brad? Let's be honest here. How many plays is he going to play? Opening kickoff for ceremonial purposes. Maybe he'll get in there on the goal line. Brad, he's just a figurehead at this point.
I would disagree with you. There are reports that wife Kelly is trying to force him into retirement. Brad is that guy, you know, he's approaching 40 very quickly. He's trying to get out his last leg. I know that the dark team wants to win it for him.
Hey, in my opinion, there's no reason for a man of this age to be playing in this game.
I think there's a reason.
Clyde?
With the 11th round pick for the white team, out of Millstream Legend Baseball, Brian Kwiatkowski.
Late round pick, newcomer, Brian Kwiatkowski. This is his first Turkey Bowl. A lot of hype surrounding this talented young man. I'm excited to see him on the field.
Yeah, Brett, here he is, you know, clearly in a position where he's getting warmed up for the game. Warmed up by a handmade Afghan by his grandmother, Gertrude. Also in this picture, you can see in the far right, Arnold Lorick coming toward him, ready to give him some Turkey Bowl advice. What do you think he said?
He said, "Stay the hell away from my kids because you're a pervert."
Yep, that's correct.
Back to you, Trevor.
With the first pick in the 12th round, the Dark Team selects out of Club Infinity, Trevor
Brad,
Hughes.
before we get to our next pick, it's time for the Aflac Throw It Back piece of nostalgia here. Do you know who this gentleman is?
That is...
No, Brad, you're wrong. It's Trevor Hughes' great uncle's twice removed cousin, Earl.
Yeah, Earl Hughes. That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
Good old Earl Hughes. One of the founding fathers of Turkey Bowl in 1847 was
Straight
when
off
he
the
was...
Mayflower.
Yes, right off the Mayflower. The first Thanksgiving ever. Earl Hughes. Yeah, this is Trevor. A little bit of a difference in the two. Could use some braces here. This is, Trevor, this is a value pick here. I think Trevor's going to see a lot of playing time. However, hospital visit for last year.
Oh.
Went to the hospital last year.
Yes, but Brad, you neglect to mention he went to the hospital to deliver a child.
Back to you, George.
With the 13th and final pick of the 2012 Turkey Bowl draft, the Dark Team selects the concussion-causing Alex Piquel.
All right, Arnett. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just receiving word. It was not actually Trevor's baby. Interesting. All right, and I'm sorry. I'm getting another bulletin here. The white team, Brad, has foregone their next pick, trading it to the blue team, which now means what?
It means that the dark team will have the extra player. White now has decided that whoever is remaining was not valued at all for anything.
Makes
At
sense.
all.
Let's talk about who is valued, Alex Piquel.
Alex McCullough, this is a nice pick. Shocking that he went last. He's
Second last.
second last, correct. But this is a great value pick. I mean, you got a guy who can play line, and he's really good at playing line.
And I heard he once lit Nick up like a Christmas tree.
Almost knocked his head off.
Clean hit.
It was clean. Nick was not happy.
Back to you, James.
With the 12th and final pick for the white team, out of the slums of North Tonawanda, the white team selects Brian Jones.
White has made their final pick. Brian Jones. The final pick of the 2012 draft, Mr. Irrelevant.
You know, you say irrelevant, Brad, but when I look at Brian Jones, I'm just filled with anger and hatred, much like the players on his own team. I can't imagine the way the opposing team feels. When I think about him, I think about penalties being called on him. There's no penalties in this game, yet he gets penalties called on him. Goal line controversy, Brad. That's all I see when I think of this guy.
He's trouble on and off the field like a couple of these other guys, but his is extreme. I really think that it's affecting his game, it's affecting his life, and it's affecting his brain. This is going to be an interesting year for him. It's a make or break year. When you're the last pick, you might not be invited back next year.
Mark my words, Brad. This may be the year.
I'm joined here right now on his car phone by the last pick in the 2012 Turkey Bowl draft, Brian Jones.
Yes, I'm here. I'd just like to thank you for, taking this opportunity and having me on your interview here.
That's not a problem. I figured the last pick in the draft, you probably have something to say.
Just looking forward to the opportunity. Obviously, Mr. Lord, he's seen what I can provide on and off the field. I mean, I'm just strictly highlights. Everybody remembers what I do every Turkey Bowl.
One of the other things people also remember is that controversial face mask.
Well, first of all, a controversial face mask. We're humans. We make mistakes, right? But it's not my fault.
See, so you're blaming your team for this?
Listen, when we win, it's all about me. When we lose as a team.
You have a lot of critics out there.
I call them fans, but go ahead.
Okay, you have a lot of fans out there. What would you like to say to your fans?
But, people will sit there and make comments about, Mr. Lord basically got nothing out of the last pick. Obviously, you saw something there. Look at my track record. At co-MVP 1 year, I scored a touchdown every Turkey Bowl. I don't drop wide open passes. My haters are going to hate.
Well, thank you very much, Brian Jones.
Wouldn't
You on
bet
Thanksgiving.
Baseball League All-Star Game here tonight to the draft. You and I have had some amazing memories. What are you taking from this draft?
I'm taking a lot. I think this is the year of the white team. I think their draft was well done. I think trading their last pick to take nothing in the 12th round was a very risky move by Nick Lorick. I know there's been a lot of studying. I feel the pick of Kevin Krasnowski early, at first I thought it was going to hurt him. I think, you study the film, this kid, he's here, he's real. I think it's a great pick, and I think that's going to, it's going to help.
Well, Brad, I will agree with you on one thing. He is a real person. He does exist. For Brad Robinson, I'm Brian Strauss. We'll see you on Thanksgiving at the Turkey Bowl.
This is wise. He's going to come on set night.
What? Never let it be said, Brad, that I'm not prepared. And in preparation for this, I looked Zack Snyder up on...
Get her. Pick here by Nick Lorick. Looking for some height. They take the 6'1".
According to Wikipedia, he has been signed by Warner Brothers to direct the reboot of Superman. Brad. There's some controversy here with 300. He expressed concerns about the political aspects of the film's Fuck!
Wide receiver, defensive back, sometimes lineman, sometimes linebacker, can kick off, can return kicks. He's been known to block. It's a nice... Weight has dropped. He's looking very good.
Oh, yeah.
He looks good.
It's so good. It's starting to get out. Give enough value to players like Brad Lorick.
Oh, clearly you can because he went behind the breast. Earl has forever been a person that we honor every year by eating a slice of pizza before the game and rubbing the grease in our mustache. Now,
looks like he might throw up. Like maybe he had too much to drink. And then there's the cameraman probably wondering, how the fuck did they give me... Oh, I forgot the F word!
Well, I was corrected. It's very unfortunate that you were not. However, I'm not throwing it in your face. I just think... if I start over.
He's borderline criminal.
It also looks like he's drinking urine. It seems as if he's also drinking pee. Fuck. Also, it appears as if, along with the carbs, he's drinking urine. Shit.
Pregnant man.